We are just days away from another NCHC matchup. The St. Cloud State men's hockey team travel west to the Mile High City to take on the Denver Pioneers this Friday and Saturday. Welcome to Rinkside. Anna Baining joined with Mick Catton from the Rink Live. Mick, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I want to talk about the Huskies' New Year's Eve weekend showdown. It was offensive outbursts from this team. 14 different players found the score sheet in that series. Can you describe the kind of brand of hockey this team is playing right now?
Well, I think, in that particular series, they looked about as sharp all around, I think, as they've looked all season long. Their attention to detail was really good, I thought. They played dominant, a really good sign for them. And as you mentioned, they got some more offense, which was something that they are obviously looking for.
Zach Okavi finally got rewarded after going 16 games without scoring. And that's got to bring some confidence and some mojo back into Zach. How much of an impact do you think he'll have in this weekend series?
He needs to have a big impact on the series because their top, two-line guys in particular, I think, need to kind of drive the bus for them this weekend. You're going into a very tough place to play in Magnus Arena. It was a huge, I think, relief to get that off of his back. I think he had been pressing a little bit, and you could see him playing a little bit more freely, I think, after he scored that goal.
Last time these two teams saw each other was in January last season here at the Brooks Center. The Huskies swept the Pioneers, but at Magnus, the Huskies are 25-33-2 all-time. How can St. Cloud really separate themselves to find some wins here this weekend on the road?
I think the big thing for them with playing against a team as talented as Denver is, and they are as talented a team up and down their lineup as anybody in the country, they need to possess the puck. They need to make sure that they're managing it, that the pucks are going to the right place, that they are forcing Denver to play defense, because Denver wants to get up and down the ice. They want to show off all their skill. This is an interesting contrast between these two teams because you have one of the top offensive teams in the country in Denver and one of the top defensive teams in St. Cloud State.
Denver is ranked 6th in the polls after they swept Niagara last weekend. And this is an offense that, as you mentioned, you don't want to mess with. Junior forward Massimo Rizzo leads the nation in points right now with 32. And he's not the only point producer on this Denver team.
No. Jack Devine leads the country in goals. Carter King is another guy that's in the top 10 and in points. Zee Bouillon, who's coming back from the World Junior Championship, is the top in terms of points by a defenseman in the country. They are really deep. This is going to take a total team effort from St. Cloud State.
Both the Pioneers and the Huskies have their head coaches back in David Carl with the Pioneers and Brett Larson with the Huskies, who are coming back to U.S. soil with some gold medals around their neck. They were coaching Team USA at World Juniors. What can these two coaches take away from that experience and coaching at that level and bring back with them here in this series with their home squads?
It was funny because I was talking with Brett Larson about this, and I think they learned an awful lot about each other's teams, I think, over the course of a couple of weeks of just spending so much time together. And I think they probably learned a little bit more about each other's coaching styles. Brett Larson was in charge of the power play for Team USA. David maybe got a little bit of insight as to what Brett thinks when he's kind of putting together a power play. David Carl is a very high attention to detail guy, so I'm sure that Brett took an awful lot away from the types of details that David likes to emphasize with his team.
Two great nights of hockey coming up. Top defense meets top offense. You can find both games on NCHC.TV. Watch the Huskies on the road. Friday night's puck drop is set for 8 o'clock Central Time and Saturdays at 7 o'clock.